Well, I'm in the process of changing the oil on my 2007 Lexus RX350, and I wasn't going to record it, but it's more complicated than I thought it was, so I will record it. So I drove it up on ramps to give me some clearance, and I took out the drain bolt, which goes right here where the oil's dripping. That's a 14 millimeter. And my cover plate's here, and there was two 10 millimeter bolts holding this on, and the filter is right there. So I guess you have to take out this center cap, and then you put in a little drain plug, and then you take out the main housing. Let me show you that. So after you get that center plug out, I guess you jam this up in there, and that will allow the excess oil to drain out. And then when that's done, you take that housing off. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. This is the new filter that goes in the housing. And there's two new O-rings that go on there. And there's instructions on where to put them. There's even instructions on how to get that plug out of there. I tried to use my little impact that I use on the cover bolts, but it doesn't have enough oomph. So I'll go grab my socket or ratchet, pop that baby loose. I'll be back. Well, I was gonna take out that center plug, let the oil drain, and then not put in a new filter today because I don't have the special tool that it takes. But when I tried to take out the center plug, the whole oil filter housing came out. So I'm gonna let it sit there and drain a minute, cool off, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the new filter in and the new O-rings. Looks like that's one of the O-rings right there. The other one's inside. I'll get those replaced, and then I'll just screw the thing back in with the new filter and add my 6.5 quarts of oil, and we should be good to go. Now this is one of those where you should be able to partially fill the housing with some fresh oil so it's not pumping dry oil. We'll see. So the small filter or O-ring goes on that. I'm not taking that off since it didn't come off. No sense of creating work for myself. And the big O-ring replaces this one. And I have a small pick here, so I'm going to use that to pull that O-ring off and slip the other one on there. And I'll put a little oil on it so that it slides into place easily. And then I'll just, I'm trying to think here, probably put a little bit of oil in there, enough to fill it up part way, and then screw it back into place. It's straight up and down, I think, so it won't dump out. That should be good. I got the filter in, and I didn't want to go on this end first, so I flipped it over and it slid on pretty easy, so maybe it's tapered a little bit. The O-ring, there's a special little groove down at the bottom of the threads for it, so I got it in there. I guess you gotta make sure you don't put it there. It has to go there or it'll be loose, probably get in a bind. And I put some oil on it, as you can see. Now I'm just gonna dump a little oil in there and screw it back into place. So when I'm adding oil, changing oil, I always like to use the transmission funnel. I spray it out with brake cleaner or whatever, make sure it's clean inside, because I always manage to get some dust or something. It gives you more capacity. It just creates less mess, especially on your engine. I already created a big mess down there, as you can see. I opened up the drain plug and it was doing fine, and then it started, as it got weaker, it started splashing on the taper in the paint pan and splashing out. I just can't change oil without making a mess. But anyway, it says 6.5 quarts, so I'm going to go ahead and put in 6 quarts, and then I'll start it, check it for leaks, and then I'll add a 1/2 quart, top it off when I get done. Well, the pan was so full, I broke out my electric pump, and then I just pumped it from the pan into the 5 quart bottle that I just added. This is some leftover from another job. I started to pump it into there and I thought I might as well just pump it into a bottle. Then I can go recycle it. But it comes in pretty handy. They make one of these that runs off a drill which would be even handier because then you don't have to hook it up to your battery. And that cord is not very long, so if it was longer, you could have it up in your battery and then lay it on the ground, but it's not that long. So I got most of the oil out of that pan. Now I can dump it into another bottle. I should have some spares around here, not create a big mess or any more of one. And then I will start her up, let it run for a minute, shut it off, let it sit a few minutes. I'll take it off the ramp so that it's level. Oh, and I got to put my little cover plate back on there, but I should conclude my oil change if all goes well. It's funny because I just checked my oil yesterday and I thought, I wonder if it's using any oil, but it wasn't. And then yesterday afternoon, the maintenance light came on. I said, well, I guess it's time for an oil change, because I just bought this thing not too long ago. I knew it would probably be due for an oil change pretty soon because I drive it a lot. Well, thanks for watching. Hope this helped somebody out.